There's a strong chance that the dating app The Right Stuff was just a ploy by the FBI to catch some f***ers.
The Right Stuff dating app went live last week, and as you can see, the reviews are rolling in. A 2.4 rating with 127 reviews by men. Like it would appear it's all men. But let's take a look at what they think. Big Chungus here might be in a little bit of trouble. Okay, the app asked about January 6th. Harmless, right? I said I was there because I'm a patriot, and that's why I'm on this dating app. I use the app for hardly an evening, and is it a coincidence I get a call from the FBI agent the same day? 1 star.
Hey, it's Alonzo Bowden with another Rebel HQ TYT video, and today we're talking about The Right Stuff. Is it the right stuff? I'm not sure. It's a right-wing dating site with no women. I know. How could women resist a good patriotic insurgent? He even has a truck. I don't know, but these guys are not getting any women on their site. So, is it that no women are interested in them? Or is it that the FBI set this whole thing up as a sting operation to catch people involved in January 6th insurgency? Well, if it is, wouldn't the FBI put at least one woman on there to tempt them a little bit? I guess not. You know, there's a thing called Occam's razor, and it says the simplest solution is usually the right solution. But I don't know which is the simplest solution here.
Braden here. I answered the question about January 6th honestly, and the next day I have 2 police officers at my door telling me they got a call alleging I was involved in domestic terrorism. This app was clearly created by the Democrats as a way to subvert our constitutional rights as conservative Americans. Do not use this app unless you want to be harassed by the left-wing fascists. 1 star.
So they have this theory that this was created by the Democrats. It's always the Democrats, right? That left wing is up to it. That the Democrats somehow created this fake dating website to set them up and send them to the FBI. And maybe the FBI was involved. I mean, after all, the FBI did go after Trump at Mar-a-Lago for simply stealing classified documents from the White House. That must have been the FBI's fault. But I'm getting off topic. Here's my question. If you suspect that this is the FBI going after you for being an insurgent on January 6th, why would you check the box that says, yes, I was there on January 6th, and then explain your involvement and send it into the website? I mean, if you thought it was the FBI out to get you, if you thought it was the left wing setting you up, wouldn't you just click off at that point? I guess not. Must be lonely being a patriot.
Let's wrap here with Douglas calling out what everyone else seems to be noticing. I love my country, I love the Second Amendment, and I love God. These days it's hard to find a woman who values my patriotism, my faith. And so after being ghosted by every match on Tinder, I decided to give this app a try. I created my profile, uploaded a selfie of me sitting in my truck with sunglasses, and it worked great. The interface was intuitive and easy to use, but the weird thing is I couldn't find any women on it. I don't know, maybe the app is bugged. I tried switching my preferences to men just to make sure it was working, and loads of handsome men came up. I hope the developers fix this. 1 star.
Here's the thing, guys. I know you have the right stuff, but here's the problem. There are no women. There are no women on your little website. Now, if the FBI, if the left wing, if anyone did this as a setup, they would have put some women on there. See, that's how catfishing works. They put pictures up of fake women, and then you go to date the women, then they get your information, and they steal your money, or they turn you into the FBI, or whatever they're going to do. But they actually put women on the site. This site has no, no women. Fellas, I'm afraid you're going to have to step up your game. Apparently, your patriotism isn't enough. I'm telling you, you can't just put up a picture of you in your sunglasses with a truck. You gotta have a gun. Guys, come on. Are you even trying? Are you even trying to get women without a gun and maybe some camouflage? Yeah, some camouflage. That always helps. That turns the women on. And how about a long bushy beard? And you can pretend you're playing war or do some cosplay.
We have seen a surge in gun sales that accelerated greatly during the pandemic. A lot of Americans, their ideas of security and safety are wrapped up in firearm ownership.
I fell in love with it, the very first trigger pull.
Ray says he owns them for protection.
I can clear my apartment if I need to.
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here. And surprise, surprise, a country that has more guns than people has a major issue with mass shootings. Only in America do we have grown men spending their life's earnings make-believing they're G.I. Joe. It's a sort of disease, a weird right-wing cosplay fetish. Maybe because, like Captain Bonespurs, their dubious leader, none of these morons could cut it in the actual military. You know, they can't contain their little emotions long enough to take an order, or their mentality incapable of comprehending one.
Ray says the AR-15 style is especially popular because they're so customizable, often described as Legos for adults. Anna personalized hers to fit her small frame. It weighs less than 5 pounds.
We've had to find different components to make it as light as it can be. I would not be able to hold up a 20-pound gun and fire it where I needed to fire it.
Brian also had Anna's AR-15 style rifle decorated with a pink Hello Kitty decal. Others took it to greater extremes. And then there's Ray, who tattooed a picture of his heavily modified rifle on his arm.
When you add on to the real gun, you're going to
I'm gonna
add
keep
on to
adding
the arm?
yes, adding on to the art, yes.
And that's the scary thing. The people who are obsessed with guns the most are the people who should have them the least. We're talking brain-dead sociopaths, preppers, and conspiracy theorist wackos. Having an underground bunker with 800 guns and 800,000 rounds of ammo really comes in handy on a day-to-day basis, doesn't it? These quacks actually yearn for an apocalyptic event so they can murder in full free anarchy. They want the video game fantasies to become real life. That is within the confines of their own mind anyway. The simple fact they play video games all day and can afford to spend all their money on war paraphernalia instead of necessities tells you they haven't actually roughed it very much in their life. On the contrary, if any real crisis happened and these morons would actually have to work to put food in their own mouths, they'd be yearning for the comfort of their mama's basement again. The things sane people are advocating for are called common sense gun laws for a reason. There's a bunch of things about America's gun culture that are way off kilter. No other civilized modern country has the issues with rampant mass shootings that we have here in America. Republicans call this the price of freedom. Well, guess what? All those other countries have freedom combined with the freedom of not having to worry if their kids might not come home from school. Freedom that you can go to a concert without leaving in a hearse. The only freedom that would be missing is freedom for politicians to rake in millions from NRA lobbyists. And guess what, morons? That's the freedom Republican lawmakers are talking about. Common sense gun laws don't even approach a hint of limitation of any law-abiding American's freedom, and they give our neighbors the freedom of peace of mind. These rich Republican jackaloons that hold office don't own guns. They own stock in gun manufacturers. Get that through your heads. They take great comfort in knowing that they can secure their re-election by saying the words Second Amendment and win over legions of unthinkable Neanderthals. The same Neanderthals who are too stupid to realize that these same people they're re-electing are picking their pockets clean and stepping on them continually. Guns are just a means of winning a bunch of one-issue morons. So sadly, I don't see America's gun culture moving unless this country can wise up to the political machine that's pushing gun culture for their own personal gain. They couldn't care less if children die and continue to die on their watch because all that matters to them is that that watch is a Rolex.